Okay, it's Tuesday, September 23rd. This is a meeting of the Milford Finance Committee. First item on the agenda are the minutes from the prior meeting. They've all been circulated. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Lauren, seconded by Al. We have people on Zoom, so roll call. Sean?
Yes.
Bill? Yes. Brett?
Yes.
Yes.
I was not here.
You're not yet. Lauren?
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Okay, so that's unanimous with one abstention for Carly. Invitation to speak. Anyone like to say anything? No. Okay. Okay, so the next and only agenda item for tonight are the articles for the October 20 special town meeting. There are 36 articles. You folks got this by mail today. I got it today as well.
I did as well.
What's that?
I got it as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry it wasn't earlier, but I got it today as well. And so we're all just going to try to work through this as best we can. Let me just quickly go through a few numbers for the benefit of the committee, because I did send a preliminary email out with some numbers. The Stacy HVAC project was originally estimated to be 1.5 million. I'm told that that number is now going to be more like 2.2 million based upon last night's capital meeting. So I think it's a good idea for everybody to understand holistically what we're dealing with financially before we start voting on individual money articles. But if all of the money articles coming from the general fund were approved, the total payout would be approximately $6.477 million. Now, you may recall from the May town meeting in our budget that we had previously established a capital set-aside of $1,750,000, which is what we customarily do each year. So that means the net amount that we would be seeking to draw out of free cash after you back out that $1,750,000 is a little over $4.7 million. The free cash that was certified recently and that Zach circulated was approximately $6.4 million, which leaves a delta of about $1.6 million or $1.7 million. You may also recall that the excess levy capacity adjustment fell about $600,000 short of expectations, and we were planning on replenishing that to the $6 million number. So if we were to do that, that would leave approximately $1 million, give or take, in free cash that could be carried into the spring. I think the town accounting people would tell you that is not an ideal number. It's a little bit of a tight number, but that is the number that we'd be looking at from a general perspective. So I just wanted everybody to have the benefit of that information before we start dealing with individual articles. When we deal with Article 8, because I know you came a long way for this meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Chris Pella, Town Treasurer. This is Article 8.
Yep.
What do we have?
So this article is seeking to transfer $1.5 million from the Water Enterprise Fund retained earnings to the Water Enterprise Stabilization Account. At the end of the fiscal year, we had certified and retained earnings for the Water Enterprise, $3.365 million. So we'll put $1.5 million into the stabilization account, which we created last October, and we'll start their stabilization account similar to what we do with the Sewer Enterprise Fund. That's pretty much all I got.
Brent, did you have anything on that, just from a water perspective?
Just wanted to confirm, you said that would be the beginning of the stabilization, or do they already have anything? I get confused.
They have zero in there. We established it last October, in the October special town meeting. We didn't fund it. We were waiting until this year to fund it.
Okay, as people remember, water and sewer departments are both enterprise funds. They have their own earnings, their
Correct.
own disbursements, own equity retention, et cetera. Any questions or discussion? David?
Just out of curiosity, can Can you ever move money from the enterprise fund to the general fund? The town's general fund?
I'm going to send that over to accounting.
I mean, is it legal? Can you do it?
So there's two ways. One would be like the closure of an enterprise fund, like for whatever reason, if you no longer had it, it could fall that way, not really applicable here. The other would be indirect cost allocations. Kind of do that now with, like, remember we were having charges for user fee, for usage and whatnot. That's the only way. Can you just take it, move it to the general fund? No, you cannot.
So that's what we want.
Indirect cost allocations are monitored very heavily,
All right.
so effectively.
Thanks.
Bill?
Can you help me understand where the $1.5 million number comes from?
Yeah, so we have retained earnings right now of 3.3 million.
Right.
So we're going to withdraw from that $1.5 million and move it into a different savings account, pretty much.
Well, why $1.5 million? Why not $2 million? Or
So that would leave just over $1 million in retained earnings, and that's where we like to keep both the sewer and the water at. Yep.
Thank you.
Sure.
Anything else? Motion?
Favorable motion.
Motion by Brandt to approve, favorable.
Second.
Seconded by Lauren. Roll call. Sean? David? Bill?
Yes.
Brandt?
Yes.
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, that's unanimous favorable on Article 8.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Where is Scott?
Go, John. And then-
Okay. Oh, John?
Hi,
Good evening. For the benefit of the clerk, you are
John Mainini, Director of Operations for the Milford Wastewater.
Milford Wastewater. Okay.
And I'm Chris Pillar, the treasurer collector. So John is Article 10, and he is seeking an appropriation of $400,000 for the sewer department for an I&I research project, which is being mandated by the state. So John can explain that part.
Yeah, it's a study to do the sewer system. It's inflow and infiltration, so the water comes into the system. Sometimes we'll go from, right now, we're down to like 3 million gallons a day. When we get rain, we'll go up as high as 10 million. So the DEP is requiring us to do a study to find out where it's coming from and try and stop it. So this is the first part of it, but we'll have to have a rainy season for it to do it. So this is being done during the spring. Hopefully, we have a rainy spring and we'll be able to do it this spring.
Questions?
John, do you have any idea where you think it's coming? Is it leaky pipes?
It's all, the sewer system itself is, original is 1906. And we got about 60 miles of that. That's the original old clay pipe. And that's where the infiltration is coming through. And people have sump pumps and stuff. We've been working on that and trying to eliminate that. And that's where some of that comes in through.
We made progress on eliminating the sump pumps.
Yeah, we've got, I think we've done over a couple hundred of them. And no cost to the homeowner.
Quick question?
I see it's funded out of your stabilization, I mean, specifically the sewer department stabilization. I presume that the whole project, there's a study that usually leads to a project. I presume that.
That'll be, we'll probably have to come for more money after it, once we have the study done, and we'll present it to the state, and they'll tell us what we have to do, and then come to that point.
Yeah, but that's money from the ratepayers.
Correct.
I think that we ought to be careful that people understand. This- You don't come for money from the general fund.
No,
It would only be for people who have sewer.
correct.
How much is in the sewer stabilization?
Just over $2 million.
That's
And-
before this, Chris?
That's before this. And about 1.8 in retained earnings.
Anyone else? Okay. Is there a motion?
Move.
Motion by Carly, seconded by Al for favorable determination. John? David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
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 Yes, yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, it's a favorable unanimous on Article 10.
Thank you.
Okay, Liz and Scott, do you guys want to come up together?
We do 1 and 2 first from Liz, and then the 2 of them will do stormwater.
Sure.
Should be quick. Thank you.
So, okay, Article 1, Birch Street. For the record, you are.
Elizabeth Minini, the town engineer.
And
Scott Crisafulli, Highway Surveyor.
Rick Kalani, Town Administrator.
okay, who would like to present here?
Just we'll start with Article 1, which I think is the Birch Street article. You know that this is something that is continuing. It deals with the PFAS emanating from the fire department's use of their site and the foam. Liz will explain as to where we're at now. Again, this is a phased-in project, and I think the Finance Committee is well aware we've been here before, and we probably will be here again.
So yeah, this is, the contamination was discovered on the abutting property. And DEP has notified us that we're responsible. So we have to start going through, it's a 5-phase, there's 5 phases to the Massachusetts contingency plan. And we completed Phase 1, which is the tier classification, basically how bad is it. But with the testing that was done for the tier classification, they found higher than expected levels on the property itself. So it kind of has, we're kind of doing 2 parallel paths right now, where we are dealing with the higher level and making sure that it's safe for more so the environment than for people, because it's not in an area that people are around. So that was the funds we requested at the May meeting were for that parallel path. This is going to be, what we're requesting now is for to be able to complete the Phase 2 portion of the contamination plan, basically, or remediation. And I expecting that we'll be back, hopefully it won't be until October.
Did this have anything to do with the burn building, or am I thinking of something different?
Yeah, so yes and no. So they didn't actually use the foam in the burn building, but that's their training area. So they used the fire suppression foam in the parking lot, and they didn't know, nobody knew at the time that had these chemicals, or that these chemicals were bad. And so that got into the drainage system, into the wetlands, and then it's gotten into the groundwater. So I do expect we're going to go through all 5 phases of this.
And this is Phase 2.
And this is Phase 2.
So we can look forward to more next year.
Yes.
Unfortunately, but yes, yeah.
And the ask is $150,000, and that is what? Is that like an amalgamation of engineering, consulting, and other costs?
Yeah, so a portion of it is to cover, so the parallel path, they estimated, but they made an estimation for me that we came for in May. That was, then DEP kind of came back and said they wanted us to do more. So part of this, I think 50 of it, is to sort of cover the additional work DEP was requiring. And then the other 100 is to cover the actual Phase 2. Again, it's just it's an estimation, but this money's going to get carried over. If we don't use it in Phase 2 for some reason, then we can ask for less when we come back next year.
But you're almost guaranteed, this is not to remediate.
This is definitely not to remediate.
This is the plan to
This
think
is,
about
this
remediating.
isn't even, this isn't even
That's what I'm
there.
saying, this is the
Phase
plan.
5 is the
We're not
actual,
there yet.
Right.
phase 5 is the actual
150
remediation.
is another step in getting ready to think about what we possibly could do to remediate.
Yeah, and I don't, not that we can predict, because as we found out with the last phase, things, when you're doing testing and investigations, things pop up and there's additional costs. But, I would expect the cost to stay around 100, 150 for each of the phases, except for phase 5, which there's just no way to,
No way to know where.
there's no way to know.
To be clear, this is not something that we did wrong.
We didn't do anything wrong, it's just,
Fluoroalkoxyalkanes were always in the
you're a
fund.
better, you're a much better scientist than I, because I do not even attempt. But yes, it's something that's in, that is just in a lot of the things that we use.
Just like back decades ago, DDT.
Exactly.
Everybody used it, nobody knew. Once they found out, it was, oh my God.
Exactly, that's the same thing here.
Okay. Questions? Yeah.
Are the abutters still
I have a
silent?
question.
Are the abutters still silent on this? Are they saying anything like, are they pressuring when this needs to be completed or anything like that?
No, so the best we can tell so far, it hasn't gone really far in the groundwater. We don't know exactly how far, but the highest levels are in the surface water at the wetland, and that's where it triggered the higher level. The stuff in the groundwater is still elevated and requiring us to do further investigation, but we're still trying to figure out, I guess, for sure how dangerous it is, but there's no, it's in the groundwater, there's no personal, private wells within, I think, a half mile or something like that. So, it's not of a major health concern for people.
Lauren, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just curious if the town had put the manufacturer of any of these forever chemicals on notice for failure to warn. Maybe we could recoup some of the money.
We have not, I don't know how many years ago this was, but it was some number of years ago. I don't even know if the manufacturer exists.
We're actually the recipient of litigation. Actually, there's a lot
Right.
of these manufacturers that are being group sued, for lack of a better term.
Class action suits.
Yeah, and we're receiving money on a regular basis, and it'll likely be used for stuff like this in the future.
Anyone else? Okay, is there a motion? Yep.
Motion.
Motion by Al, second by Brant. Roll call, Sean?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a unanimous favorable on Article 1. Article 2.
Same thing, this is remediation, the trail area behind Benjamin Moore, the cleanup. I think we're at phase 4. I think we're finally ready for this money to be used to prepare the plan for remediation. Again, we've been here before. Again, this will be for the plan for the remediation, and I think there's, a phase after this, correct?
Yeah, this is for, we finished phase 3, and DEP has agreed to the general scope of what we need to do for remediation. Now we
Just for
go,
everyone's benefit, how much are we looking for in this article?
And,
150.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I interrupted
No,
you, go on.
quite fine. Phase 3, DEP has approved the general scope of the work. Now, Phase 4 is the cost for our consultant to prepare the detailed plan and a cost estimate for the Phase 5, which is the actual remediation.
We don't have any number on that yet.
We don't have a number on that, but we, when I first started, we met with the consultant and they threw out some really scary numbers. And one of the things that DEP has agreed to already is that there's no harm with what contamination made it into the actual pond and is sitting on the bottom of under the water. So we don't have to do any remediation out there. And that was the biggest portion of the scary numbers that we heard. So it was a really exciting step for us to have that off. That's not to say that the others aren't expensive, but they're, I think, more manageable for us. If we had to do work in the pond, I think we would have been looking to go to Benjamin Moore to try and get them to, I don't even know. It would have been a lot harder to deal with, but.
But there's no guarantee that they won't come back. We thought we were done with this property years ago.
So they will not, so that, once you get through these phases, all right, so when you get to Phase 5, you have to either close it out, you come up with a solution, a temporary solution, a permanent, temporary, there's a different categories. In this, because this is right next to the drinking water wells on Clark's Island, DEP is not going to allow us to ever completely be done with this. But at the end of Phase 5, the only thing that will be required to do is monitor to make sure that the contamination isn't migrating towards the wells. And there's absolutely no evidence to show that it is or that it will, but nobody can say never, so there'll be ongoing monitoring.
You mentioned Benjamin Orr earlier. Was there a determination made as to whether they had any liability? Has that been resolved? Are you talking about just
That
calling
was-
them as a friendly neighbor? Or is it-
That was, that was why people thought it was done with before, I guess, we had, I think, there was kind of back and forth with DEP as to whether or not they were responsible for this or we were. And it's kind of very broad, but there's an area that DEP believes that they're partially responsible for, but how we determine those dollar values is, something that we'll maybe do in the future. But we need to get this done. We need to get the remediation done because we're on a timeline, because we didn't do what we were supposed to do before. So once we get to the end of this, then we can start to look at
So if we-
options for going.
Have we just agreed to defer the issue with Benjamin Moore for now, Vic? Is that
Well,
something?
they're working with DEP too, right?
Yes, they are.
DEP is involved with Benjamin Moore. They're not flat off the hook here.
No, yeah.
They're doing some work also.
Yeah,
Costing them
yes.
money also.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
But we haven't had any discussion between.
We've had some discussion about a year ago. Wasn't that amicable, to phrase it, if I could. But we will definitely proceed. Town council has worked with their council, who I believe is out of New York. So we've had discussions. Again, they are working with DEP also, so they need to deal with this also. They can't just bury their head in the sand.
Questions? Nick?
Yeah, it sounds like the source is partially Benjamin Moore or could partially, has that been determined at all or no,
Legally,
legally?
it is our responsibility. DEP has ruled on it twice, and the courts, there was a court case about it as well. So legally, it is our problem. In every other sense of the word, it came from, I hate even saying Benjamin Moore because it wasn't Benjamin Moore, it was Bettinger?
Prior company.
It would come, yeah. So,
Or a company that occupied the space, or?
yes, and then Benjamin Moore bought the property, and then they are responsible for it, so.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by David to approve,
Second.
seconded by Brant. Roll call, Sean.
We'll do stormwater first,
What else you have besides storm?
open space.
Ashley,
What do you want me to
Yes,
Lauren,
yes.
unanimous favorable on Article 2.
How much is you?
Jimmy, are you going to talk about open space, or do you want me to? That was a stupid question.
We could do Article 12.
That was next on my list.
That would be great. And then stormwater, and then Scott can, I think Scott has a number.
Stormwater is, Scott.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
Article 12, $60,000 for consultant services. What is happening there?
How much?
60, 60?
Oh, good. I wasn't sure exactly what number got put in because we had initially initially estimated at 80. So the open space and recreation plan is similar to the comprehensive plan that we just did with the planning board. It actually sort of builds on it. The primary reason I guess we want to get the plan updated is that it's going to help us apply for more grants and make us more competitive with some of the other grants for the parks, basically the Parks Department stuff, projects.
So this isn't grants to buy land for the town? This
No.
is parks related?
It's, yeah, so it's a study, a plan to evaluate what we have and what improvements we want to make. It's certainly, the plan itself is useful for us. I guess it's not, I don't feel like it's as useful for us from a planning purpose because we have, Larry Duncan did an amazing job of getting land into conservation jurisdiction, and that's obviously a big part of it, but the plan's probably it's probably more valuable for the parks and what we want to do, because it's open space and recreation, right? So our open space, I think we're moving along pretty well. I'm not doing a good enough job.
No, two questions. Wouldn't this be part of the comprehensive plan that was dealt with, number one? And number two, is there a time sensitivity? Why now for this? I guess those are my two questions.
So the why now is, so the reason we estimated it at $80,000 was because that's what the plan, we expected the plan to cost. Because we just finished the comprehensive plan where we got the $60,000 price from the same consultant. So they're gonna, the information, the background information basically is still current, and it's the same. So we're kind of we're saving some money by carrying into the open space and recreation plan. Also, it was in the open space and recreation, it was in the comprehensive plan to recommend doing the open space and recreation plan. And that will help us. We're gonna apply for grants for at least one grant, to partially pay for this open space and recreation plan. But the timing of it won't, we're applying for the full funding now, and then in anticipation of not using it all, because we're going to look to get a grant to cover some of that
And it could
cost.
be as much as half, right? Half of the money coming back. So, for instance, if it were 30,000 that they're giving us for a grant, we have 60, we're only paying 30 of that, we get the rest back. But the overall, the comprehensive, as Liz was talking about, the comprehensive, about 60% of that in the comprehensive has already been covered, so we're that much closer to the open space. Once you have this open space plan, like any grant that I've gone for in the open space plan has asked for, the first question is, do you have an updated open space plan? If you don't even have an updated, you can't even apply for the grant.
What was the last one?
2007?
Right, 2007, yeah, it's been a while. So we discovered this when I was working with Mitchell City on the CDB funds for Town Park. And when we were working on that, we found out that we were getting, it was tougher to get some grant money, because we also looked into it for the pool, for recreation purposes. And a big portion of that pool could have been, it would have benefited to get some grant money through that. But we couldn't because we didn't have the open space plan. That's when we started working with Larry. And then Larry had said he already took the steps to do the comprehensive, and the next step would be to move to the open space. So now working with, Liz and I were working with it, and then Matt Benoit came in, and he's familiar with the process. So he's sort of taken that, under his wing to, move forward.
We've been talking about this and working and planning for 2 years, really. So I don't think we're being, I think the timing is really, we really planned it out to make it to make sure we didn't do it too soon, or we don't want to get too far from
When the comprehensive.
the comprehensive plan.
I think the way to look at it too is
You have
one,
a question?
I do, and it's, I'm sorry, go ahead, Scott.
I mean, the opportunity to get grants, and grants can be high, grants can be $1 million. One grant pays for this, over and over, so it's worth doing in that respect, because our parks are getting old. Jimmy's doing a ton of work on the parks. We know everything needs to be updated. This is a great tool for us to have moving forward to, like Liz said, to be able to compete with other towns for grants. Towns that don't have the open space plan, we're going to get the grant above them or before them. It just makes it very much more competitive for us to do. So,
Dave and then Carly.
So I'm just curious, because we have the skate park people here, and I think it's a great idea, but, so they said that Vernon Street was the place they're going to build the skate park, is that correct?
That's
right, the proposed site.
That's the
Okay,
proposed site.
that's the site, but who said that? Because now we're going through the open space plan, they might say, well, that's not the most feasible site, let's put it somewhere else. So are we doing things too quickly here now, or what?
I think going in those steps would be, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, but pretty much you would have to have all the plans in place to apply for that grant, and that's going to give you a better opportunity to.
I think
No, but the open
his
space
point.
plan is right.
Yeah, I think his
So
point
it
is
is
you
right.
want to have, that's why we want to have the plan, because we should be,
So we're going to vote for a plan and a skate park at the same time.
yeah, so,
And the plan's not finalized, but we're
It's-
voting for a skate park that's going to come after the plan.
yeah, but they're always working on stuff.
No,
They're-
it just doesn't make,
I know, but they're always making improvements, and to say that you don't want to make improvements until you're done with the plan is, I mean,
but you're stuck. with
after
that.
they,
But are they stuck with Vernon if they say that Vernon is
are
not
they
the most?
stuck with Vernon? At this point, no.
Okay, all right.
Carly?
What does the plan actually do for the town? Like, I understand that it's gonna help us have access to grants, I think, if somebody can say that we did not get access because of it, and I think you guys are saying that. What else does it do for the town?
Well,
Does it provide like a map of the open space? Like, we will then utilize it for other things?
yes.
As the comprehensive has too.
So we have the comprehensive, but the
There's a lot of
comprehensive-
similar, probably 60% is similar.
So the comprehensive plan covers everything in the town, right? So not, it does address some open space, but it's at a very high level.
Not as detailed as we
This will
would
be a more detailed level. And we can, if, as we did with the comprehensive plan, we can have MAPC look at the parks system and planning for the park system kind of with greater detail than dealing with the open space, if that's what we think is the best use of our money.
Right, yeah, because there's a dog park group out there somewhere, too. That's
absolutely.
gonna come in front of us eventually, but.
I've been doing a lot, another grant that we received, I've been doing a lot of community engagement, and parks is a big thing on people's minds. That's one of the first things that people, traffic and parks. So I definitely think that this money is what I've heard from the community, that they want to see parks moving and Jim's done a great job, the Parks Department, the Parks Commissioners have done a great job, but
We can go to that next level where we might not have to be coming back to the Finance Committee as often to look for the numbers that we've been coming to you with. That's a big point too, moving forward.
Makes sense.
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion to approve. I mean, this is a good tool to plan for the future of our conservation and recreation. Like, it's a no-brainer in my mind, so I'm making a motion to approve.
Okay.
Motion is out of order.
I was about to recognize Al. Let Al ask his question, and then we'll take up Lauren's
Yes.
motion. Go ahead.
I'm all for the plan. But I keep hearing we have a plan for skate park. That at this point, I don't know what it is, where it's going, how much it is. I've heard 1.7 million, 2.7 million.
That's what we're going to discuss when the Parks Commissioners come up.
But I think what happened is David made a profound statement. We're moving too fast on some of these.
So
Not the plan. I
right.
agree the plan puts us in a competitive situation. But the skate park plan that I've never seen,
Where things stand with the things stand with the skate park is really just the actual skate park, right? Not we haven't gotten into the details of how it's going to fit at Vernon Grove. So that's why I say it's definitely not set in stone that it has to be there. There's the skate park itself is, it's at least a concept.
But the study that had already been done through the feasibility study, that was the most popular area. That was the best area that was chosen at the time.
That was my question, who chose that?
Well, they had community meetings,
Was
and then it was presented to the commissioners, and then the commissioners went through the different locations that they thought were, but Vernon, from the community aspect, Vernon was higher.
I think we're getting a little far afield
Right.
on something that's not in front of us right now. So Al had his question, his response. There's a pending motion by Lauren. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second it.
Okay, I'll take a second from David. Okay, so let's do a roll call vote on this article. Sean?
Yes.
David? Bill?
Yes.
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
What article was that?
40K cash.
Parks.
4,600.
Okay, Liz, do you have anything else?
Scott's stormwater, I could potentially be
Who
helpful.
wants to do stormwater?
I guess I'm going to do it.
Wait a minute, first of all, what article is this?
17.
So there,
19.
there's two stormwater.
All right, hold on. There's a non-monetary stormwater and
That
there's a
one I
monetary.
can handle.
Okay, the non-monetary covers half the warrant.
I know.
You can give us a 60-second summary because it's non-monetary. You got 60 seconds, go.
If we don't make the changes, then we're going to be fined by EPA. They're not necessarily significant changes, but it just increases the thresholds by which people have to apply for stormwater permits. Currently, it's really just conservation and like one, anyway, the thresholds are going to be a little bit lower for people that have to, and these are mostly, almost entirely going to be commercial projects, not, or
Lower the thresholds to do
subdivisions.
what?
To submit a permit and get, to submit an application and get a stormwater permit.
Is there a responsive motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Refer to sponsor.
Motion by Brandt, second by Al. Roll call?
Yes.
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 Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, so Article
Because we
17
haven't started yet.
is
We don't
refer
know.
to sponsor.
I'm just saying, we may need some of it.
Okay, and Article 19 is $200,000. This ties back to what we did back in June, if I vaguely recall. We were tapping some
Yes.
money from the stormwater to, was that for the Central Street Bridge?
No, for Godfrey Brook.
Godfrey Brook, okay. And so at the time, you were a little short on the grant funding. We all agreed at that time that we were going to authorize or vote favorably on taking some funds out of stormwater. What's the balance in the stormwater fund right now?
Good question.
You got about 85,000.
85,000. And it apparently is not adequate for what's coming?
Yeah, so there's the yearly,
Compliance, our yearly compliance is about $98,000 a year.
Okay. Are there other things that typically come up?
so we also, we just received a grant for nearly 600,000 for a stormwater related study and project. And of that, there's, we're responsible for 40,000 in a match, cash match for that grant. So that'll come out of this stormwater money. The Godfrey Brook project has been very slow to get moving. So we haven't actually started, well, they started some little bit of clearing, but they haven't started digging into the ground really, which is, so if we need contingency, and that's what we had said back then, was that we would be able to use this for any contingency, because the money that we got from you earlier was to cover the difference in the actual contract amount. So, hopefully we don't have to use any, but we might have to.
Carly?
So this 200 is a three-piece? I just want to make sure I'm tracking with what you're saying. The 200,000 is covering that annual plus the 40 plus something else, or no?
It's covering the annual,
So the 98, or sorry, Scott, 89,
Yeah.
one version of that?
98, the 40, and
Any overage on
then any overage on Godfrey. And we continue working on more stormwater projects that sometimes have, Scott does a great job with, we do a lot of our match with in-kind work, but sometimes there's not enough in-kind work for us to cover what the match is required. And so it's good to have this money so that we can continue moving forward, applying for grants and having this money.
Questions, Al?
We got 98 is annual work, 40 is our part of the grant. What's the other 60?
Coverage.
To cover, it could,
It's actually 140, because they're already holding 80.
Oh,
Right?
I guess so. So the Godfrey Brook, we're pretty much at whatever, when we came in front of you
What do
before.
use the extra money for?
The Godfrey Brook, we don't have any contingency for. When we came to you, that covered the contract. So if there's any change orders, which is absolutely possible in a process where you're digging in the
That
ground,
job is in process?
that it's yes. The physical digging, hopefully, will start in the next couple weeks. So we should have a better idea in a couple weeks. But that project needs to be done by December, I would say. So it's not something we can come back for.
Nick?
If I recall from the meeting, the 85 that you were holding, we said that that was going to be the contingency for Godfrey.
Okay. So I was looking at the two, as we were asking for the 200, so,
So either way, a year from now, we're gonna be looking at another $98,000 for compliance.
I was gonna
So,
say, we've treated this very much as like a revolving fund. So the last appropriation we did was probably 8 years ago.
I think it was like
And
600,000.
I think it was 400.
400?
We did 2 400s in the
Yeah.
past 10 years, the last one being like 6 years ago. So that's rolled us this long. And to Liz's point, which I think she's trying to make here, is a lot of grants come up that are stormwater related, and we match that because we have the money available. So it's kind of a replenishment here, and this hopefully will last at least 2 years. And just one last thought, this was in lieu of creating the enterprise fund. So
right.
people have been on here a while, we've had the scary stories of hundreds of millions of dollars, we gotta create an enterprise fund and user fees and all that. We went with the approach of let's go with kind of a revolving fund for now until, that still may happen, but not yet, and this is what we have to do in the meantime.
Okay, thank you, Zach.
If this is for 2 years, should we be looking at spreading it out? Funding the portion for this coming year and then refunding next year?
Potentially, yes.
Yeah, but he's saying it could be.
No, I understand, but we don't have a full accounting of the 200. It's, for contingency for things that may come up in the future. So it's just understanding if we should fund the whole 200 right now or not.
Do you need the whole 200?
I would say yes, absolutely. I mean, we talked about this, for anyone that was on this board 5 years ago, when Mike Dean sat here with me, and we talked about, why are we doing this every year? We need to have some kind of fund that we can tap into when we need it for stormwater. Stormwater's not going away, it's only getting bigger, and if we lose a grant for $600,000 that we could be using for more compliance and adding stormwater, infiltration systems like we just did at Pheno, we can't get the grant if we don't have the money. So it is good to have that extra money there. It's all used for stormwater. Everything we're talking about is stormwater related. So it's not just for a permit, it's for anything stormwater. It makes total sense to have it ready to go, and we've
That was the
we've done
logic
that.
why we put in the big tranches of 400,000. It was so we didn't have to come back every
Right.
year. And if something happened mid-year, you had money to draw on.
And we stretched that out. We got almost 5 years out of that. That was pretty good. It's almost like having a checkbook that you know how much money you have and how much you can spend. It works out well. But that has been almost just about depleted, and it's time to refill.
Any other questions?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by David to approve,
Second?
seconded by Nick. Roll call, Sean?
Yes.
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 Ashton?
Yes,
Lauren?
yes.
That was what, 19?
That was 19.
Okay, Scott,
What do we got?
let's do 16, 25% design, what is that?
85% design. Oh, that's right here, okay. What number, article was that, 16?
Article 16. It says $90,000 to be spent, 25% design of Cedar in East Main.
Okay, so we know we have an issue at Cedar Street, East Main, with the lights getting wiped out. The intersection can't handle large trucks. They wipe out the lights constantly, we're replacing them constantly.
I didn't know that was an issue.
No, it's a huge issue there. If you go there, you'll see these lights missing now that I'm just not gonna put back up. We do the bare minimum there. So actually, Mass DOT 2 years ago approached me and said, that's a perfect intersection for a bottleneck grant. I'm like, okay. So I went forward with that with Mass DOT, and I was gonna get a grant for $500,000. Except the intersection needs more than just lights. It needs widening, it needs turn lanes, it needs a lot of work. So at that point, they turned down the grant. But they said, you know, this would be a perfect TIP project. We want to see it go on a TIP. The transportation, what's the Transportation Improvement Program, which is a long process. But in order to get on the TIP, we have to have 25% design. So
What does that mean? 25% of the design work
the
done?
design, yes, to put it on the TIP. If we can't get that done, then we can't put it on the TIP, then the project doesn't get
So the
done.
90,000 goes to what, a consultant?
That goes to a consultant for 25% of the design of the entire intersection.
And then that makes it grant-worthy?
Yes. That puts it on the TIP. So basically, Mass DOT is going to pay for the project, or State of Mass is going to pay for it as long as we do the design. They will pay for the project. That's what the TIP does. It's available money that you do have to fight for. You got a lot of,
Just move the lights out of the way of these trucks? We need a study
you
for
know,
this?
it's going to be land taking. There's a lot of things that have to happen there.
Okay.
It's a bad intersection.
Okay.
It's terrible. But the entire cost of design is $546,000. So we need 25% of that just to get this ball rolling.
Questions?
Can I just play it back though, because there's a bunch of moving parts there and a lot of it was brand new to me. Is our total expense on this the 90,000, or is that just to get into the project?
That 90,000 will cover the 25%, which will get us onto the TIP.
Yep.
And then we have another amount of time we can work on getting the full design done.
What do we have to pay for the full design?
We have to pay for the full design. The project, we will not be paying
How much is that gonna
for.
be?
The full design is $546,700. That's the estimate.
So then we're not asking for enough money.
Well, no, we only need to do 25% design at this point. I mean, if you want to, you know, fund the whole thing, you
We
can.
need 25% of 546?
Yes,
That's not 90,000.
that's all they're asking for is
About
90,000.
$140,000, right?
Yeah, I'm just like, if we
Honestly, I
have-
never did the numbers. I'm just
if we have
going
to-
by what my
If
consultant
we have to
said.
do 25%, then we should get the right number on here, I would think.
You know, I never actually did the math, but that's
So-
all they were asking for 25%.
So let me understand the sequence, 25% design, then that gives us a grant.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, but 25% design is not 25% money. You understand? It's the design is going to be done 25% for $90,000.
25% of content.
Yes.
Okay,
And
and
90
and
grand.
that triggers the right to get grants to do what? To complete the
That
design?
doesn't, that triggers us to get on the TIP,
Which does what?
which puts us in line to get this project done.
We'll be dead.
And you might.
We still have to pay for
To
the
get the project done, I'm trying to get all the way to the end.
So,
So that means the State Department of Transportation will pay to do the work,
But not.
but not the design?
All they ask is the town covers design.
So eventually, we're on the hook for 546. This
Yeah.
is the first 90 of
Do you have
546.
any
If we
idea?
vote for this, we should think that we're voting for
546.
546 at some point.
Do you have any idea what the cost of the actual work is?
No idea.
No idea. So we don't know if that's bigger than the 546?
Oh, no, it'll be way more, it'll be millions, because it's actually gonna be, it's gonna be the intersection of Cedar Street and East Main Street all the way down to Route 109, and up to probably the Sacred Heart Church. It's everything from sidewalks to, it's gonna be millions of dollars.
So would that mean that you'd be here for 400 and something thousand next October, or?
No, it won't come that quick. In fact, we can break it down into smaller increments and do what they need per year. The whole TIP project is a 7-year thing,
Okay.
start to finish. It takes a long time. It does.
David?
Couple of points. One is that 546 locked in, or, because this thing's gonna drag out, right? So how?
You like to think so, but typically at the end of a project, when it's submitted to the DOT says, well, we want you to do this instead, or we want you that, and sometimes it changes. So yes, it could go up a little bit at the end, but there's no guarantees one way or the other.
So the quote is not locked in?
No.
Okay, and the other thing that, when you mentioned where it goes to like 109 and 16 and all that, because we have those new 40Bs coming in, any way we can get those developers to pay for some of this work for like mitigation costs? If they want to build it, they should pay for some of that extra traffic and whatnot.
That's probably more of a legal issue. I don't know.
No, I mean, they just do that all the time. It's like you just do mitigation. You say, hey, you got to pay for this because of the traffic congestion.
Well, I mean, to be offered to put this on a tip is a big deal, because they don't just throw that around. This is DOT saying, we'll put this on the tip, do the design. It's just, I'll give you, the last tip project I did was Route 16 from Water Street to the Hopedale Town Line. We started that, and same thing, 25% design back then was 50 grand. Total design ended up being 399,000. That took 7 years, start to finish. But we didn't pay a dime for that construction, nothing. The state paid for the whole thing. So, I mean, it's definitely something I think we absolutely should do, because that is a very, very troublesome intersection with the amount of money we spend fixing and fixing.
I would make a motion.
Motion by Lauren for favorable?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a second?
A second.
Okay. Second by Brandt. Roll call?
Yes.
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 Charlie? Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren? Lauren, can you? Oh, okay, thank you. All right, so that's a unanimous favorable on Article 16. 21, a brush chipper.
That's Article 21, you said?
That's you, right? Yep. $122,000 to be spent for the purpose of purchasing a new brush chipper.
Yes. So a couple of years ago, we finally had ours fail totally. We've been using a chipper to chip brush for any, roadside brush chipping or storm-related cleanups. That was the Board of Health from 1981, maybe, that was bought when the transfer station was built. And we've been using that all this time. It pretty much ended, it failed, and it's not worth fixing, and I wouldn't spend a dime on it.
Capital?
So this has been on capital for about 6 or 7 years.
It kept getting delayed.
Yeah. So I think it's time now. I can't fix, we're not going to fix the one we have. It's not, it's,
So this was the delayed on the capital. Is there a motion?
Yes.
Motion by Carly,
Second.
second by Nick. Roll call, John?
Yes.
Yes.
Grant? Nick?
Yes.
Yes.
Carly? Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, that's a unanimous favorable on 21. 24, a mechanic lift. Scott?
yeah, 24. Brush chipper. We had a lot of these.
It says 120,000, purchasing a new lift.
For the capital.
Yeah, so we have one lift in our shop right now. We currently have 4 bays working to take care of our equipment. We need another lift to be able to have 2 trucks being able to work on 2 vehicles up in the air, with not one lift tied up. Sometimes the truck will sit on a lift for a month because of parts and, it's taken apart. We're short a lift, so the other trucks sit and wait. It's very difficult in the wintertime. This has also been on my capital plan.
Capital, it's been looked at by capital. Is there a motion? Motion by Carly. Second by Brandt. Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Joyce? Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, so that's unanimous on Article 24. Scott, I know you got 2 or 3 left. I promised Chief DeZino.
If he says so.
Well, but he's got a few things. This could be a bit.
All right. Whatever's easy.
I'm giving you a chance.
No, that's okay. Scott's up there and you're rolling with Scott.
All right, all right. I'm just trying to take everybody into account here. Article 29, Scott.
Which one's that?
We'll keep rolling with Scott. 15,000 Vernon Grove Cemetery.
Grove.
Why are we hiring consultants for Vernon Grove
Well,
Cemetery?
because we recently took over the Purchase Street Cemetery and the Vernon Grove, and neither of them
Who's
has...
the we?
The Vernon Grove Cemetery trustees.
Okay.
So,
You said we recently took over.
well, the town did. We inherited somehow Purchase Street Cemetery.
That's all.
Yeah,
That
Purchase
happened,
Street
what, 5 years
Cemetery
ago?
was always ignored. And Vernon Grove took it over, this is years ago. When you say
4 or
recent-
5 years ago, yeah. Yeah.
But what do you mean they recently took over Vernon Grove Cemetery?
No, Vernon Grove Cemetery trustees recently took over Purchase Street Cemetery.
Is that what this is about?
Well, kind of. So, over the years, we've tried to, try to regulate everything that we can there, and the understanding of a cemeteries and the bylaws and the rules from the state is very difficult, and it has to be done right. And for years, nothing has been done right there. We just do it, and it's not, we don't even know how to put a sign up as far as what the regulations should be in a cemetery. I've gone to a million cemeteries. I've talked to other cemetery departments. And what I'm finding is a lot of towns do is they hire a consultant to do all this, the paperwork, the signage, the rules and regulations, the policies, all this stuff needs to be written. We need to have something. We need to run legally, 100%. And I don't know how compliant we are or not. And for $15,000, we'll get a consultant to redo everything. So we are 100% compliant. Like, we've recently had we had to move a body from one spot to another. And we're not educated in the cemeteries and know enough how to do that legally. So it was a big process, and we don't have anything that tells us how to do that. So it was quite a mission to figure that out. So to have somebody actually come in there, that was the last straw, actually, that, we don't even know how to do that. And shouldn't we have a rule book? Shouldn't we have some kind of policy that we know how to do this? And it's time to do that. I don't want to see anything bad happen. You're dealing with the cemetery. It's very important we do things correctly.
If you can get away with 15 grand to write a manual,
Right.
it seems short money.
Procedures, burial procedures, everything.
Just everything in the manual so we have it documented, because for all these years, we waited on Lynn Lovell to use her memory.
Right. We've mapped out the cemeteries, we've done all that, but now it's time to really get to the policies and the regulations. We need to do that. Like I said, there's regulations when you can open a cemetery, when you can close a cemetery. We can go on the laws and look at that, but it would be nice to have that written. I can hand it to you, I can hand it to Al. This is our regulations.
Questions? None. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Al,
I'll second it.
seconded by Brant. Roll call. John?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, so that was Article 29. So unanimous favorable.
We got one more, right?
22, consultant for an asset management plan.
It's another DOT thing.
This is $75,000.
Yeah, so, for the last 2 years, DOT has been coming out and trying to inspect our culverts, not our bridges, our culverts. They now want, basically, they're asking for information that they can have GIS access to our culverts. Because they want to know where they are. They want to be able to look at them, inspect them whenever they want, to decide if it's a bridge or a culvert. They want all this information. We have 89 culverts in town, way more than I could ever imagine. I didn't know there was that many. I had to go through maps to count them out. I could not believe we had 89 culverts, but we do. But DOT has been reaching out to me for 2 years now, saying, when are you going to get that GIS information? We need something. We need to know where all your culverts are. We need to know how big they are. We need to know how old they are. We need to know, the flow. We need to know, volume. We need to know all that. I said, I just can't go out there and do that. So in order to do this, we have to hire a consultant, $75,000.
And this is part of like water management, is that?
No, I think it's more of tracking safety, like bridges, because they inspect bridges, they inspect dams, now they're going to inspect culverts. So if I can't give them a list of culverts, they don't know what they're inspecting. Can I give them a list? Yes, but I think we should do this, the right way and have all the attributes of a culvert that's going under a road, know exactly what's there when they see it.
So would the work product be like a binder, a book, or is this like some sort of digital?
Well, they have a GIS system similar to ours where they can go to Milford and say, well, there's this culvert over here on Purchase Street, we're gonna go inspect that one. And then they track it according to that GIS or GPS location.
So if we put a new culvert in, whose responsibility is it to add it to this so we don't talk about this again?
That would be mine, or, I would have to let the state know that we put a new culvert or we rebuilt a culvert. And honestly, if they're inspecting them, they're gonna see it anyways. If they're doing the same as they do for bridges, it's every 2 years they inspect them. And they send you a whole report, so. But they have been bothering me for 2 years. I've been pushing them off and pushing them off and pushing them off. So we did get a grant. We got a grant for $150,000. The match is $75,000.
So this is 225 grand?
Yes.
Just to put together a list of culverts?
Yes. Well, yeah, it's a lot to it. It's 86 different culverts. They got to go and measure and figure out the volume of
You
water.
don't just put the name and the address?
Yeah, and the condition and what it's made of. It's a lot. They actually have to go in there and look. So, but yes, we did get a grant, like I said, so this is the
The
match.
grant for 150?
Yep.
Any other questions?
Just
Yes,
a
Nick.
couple quick. Are you using GIS for the other assets, the bridges, et cetera?
So within the highway department, I have a GIS system. The assets I have in that are all my streets, my street conditions, my sidewalks, curbings, street signs, drainage, all the drainage is GIS. That's actually on the towns also. Center line, all the painted lines, all that stuff's on GIS.
So this would just be another layer to it?
This will be another layer, yes.
Okay.
Which will be very helpful to us also, so.
And would this go into your replacement plan on culverts or assist with that?
Yeah, that's the future of any asset management, is to have that replacement plan or repair plan. So yes, just like bridges, we do the same.
All right, and just one other comment, not direct, but it may play into water management as well, and there may be grants or other funding associated with that.
Definitely, yeah. And honestly, DOT's really good with this kind of stuff. Like, they see a bridge is failing. I hate to say Central Street Bridge, but they told me, 5 years ago, start thinking about this. You got to do something. That's immediately when I applied for the grant. They told me, apply for this grant. They basically give it to you. Do this grant, you'll get it. And it'll be the same thing with culverts. It's all the same. They definitely are very helpful, but they expect, to help them and not them come to town and not know where they are. So.
Great. Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Nick,
Second.
Second.
second by Lauren. Roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Ashley,
Yeah.
Lauren,
Yes.
what number was that?
22.
22.
That's the bottom of the stack.
The only thing I have left for you, Scott, unless you tell me I'm wrong, is the park, skate park? Is that
Skate
you?
park, but we're gonna do that as the skate park, I'm sorry, the park commissioners.
Okay. Should we do that now, or should we, Scott, Jim, you got a couple of things.
Yeah,
Do you want Robbie to come up? I don't wanna cut him off completely.
it shouldn't be that long. The skate park's gonna have
Okay.
some discussion, but.
Okay.
So because we didn't meet with the subcommittee, I just put together the quotes, the most recent quotes I have for the equipment that we're asking for. So I just put them down, full line of top sheets, they just sort of scribble out.
Sox are up 1-0, by the way, in the fourth, just to let you know.
Thank you.
Football season.
All right.
We're moving on.
So if you wanna start with the easier ones, so I can do the equipment.
Sure, the lawnmowers are, let's see, what article is that? That's 5.
Yeah, so I'm Jim Haslam, Milford Parks and Rec Administrator. So basically, we're just looking to replace a few older mowers with newer ones. The ones that we have now, we're still using, but we're finding the parts, as was a couple years back with these mowers, the parts are becoming tougher to find because everything is becoming newer.
I was told 58,000, is that the number?
So that's changed, so it is now 55. I let Zach know the change, but I didn't have, figured I'd tell you guys. So it's 55,000. That's reflected in the quote.
On your list, Al?
On the list.
On the capital list that's been looked at previously.
Motion.
Motion by Carly, second by Sean. Roll call.
Yes.
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 Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a favorable on Article 5. Do you have something else besides
Truck, the truck.
that? 3, yes, a pickup truck.
So this is basically to replace what we've been doing in the past 5-6 years, is replacing our outdated trucks. We had a few handed down to us from the sewer. This one is the last sewer truck to be replaced.
Is it still 60,000?
It is 65.
65.
So the total number is still 120. It was 60 and 60, I believe, or 60 and 58, so we're right.
Say that again?
The quote is 64, and so we put 65,000 for the truck. And that's reflected in the quotes that you have there, in the packet I gave you.
You got that, Zach, 58 and 65? Okay.
55 and 65.
I'm sorry, 55 and 65.
Yeah.
What is 55?
55 was the one that we just approved.
The mowers and the brush
That
cutter.
was 58, now it's down to 55.
And all the quotes are there. And those are the most recent.
Al, pickup truck on
Yep.
capital?
Pickup truck's been on the capital plan.
It's been on capital.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there a reason we need a 350 for this truck?
We have all the 350, so we've been upgrading to all 350s because in the winter, we assist the highway with plowing.
Okay, so you're doing plowing with the truck?
Yeah, so this truck particular is set up for a plow. It doesn't come with a plow, but we have a couple of extra plows that we don't use on other trucks.
So the 65 will include the harness?
Yeah, the harness, that's all in that quote, yes. So the custom part of the truck is the $11,000 that's added, and that includes the flashers, the lights, everything that's needed for, everyday use, but also for the winter.
Sounds like a good deal. Terrific.
Okay. Motion? Motion by Al,
Second.
second by Sean. Roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, that's Article 3, unanimous favorable. Anything else, Jim?
Nope, just the skate park.
Okay, go to it. This is Article 7. The request is, I understand it is $190,000 for a design. I've got that right?
Yeah. So I
Whoever
believe you
wants
into it.
to lead us off
Done to
here.
this point.
Yeah, if you want to start, that's fine.
Yeah, so what we've done to this point, as you're aware, we came in front of the board for a feasibility study for the skate park. That is now completed. We have drawings. We have the community input. It's been brought to the commissioner's attention for the choices. Vernon Field was the choice chosen by the community and the commissioners. The commissioners agreed upon it. And basically, we're at that next step before an actual decision would be made to go to a full skate park.
Can you refresh me, was there funding for feasibility, or did that money come from somewhere else?
We had, yeah, we got 15,000.
15 grand.
15,000 for a feasibility study? Okay.
Yeah.
Right, went to town meeting.
What's that?
We definitely did that.
We did
Yeah,
that, okay.
yeah. That was probably a year and a half ago, maybe, yeah. And it was in stages of 5,000 at peak. That's why we got all the 15 at once. And the next steps is just the site work and the design plans to be completed. So Scott can talk more about that.
Right, so the preliminary design of the skate park was done in that feasibility study. So they have a basic idea of what they're going to design. So now we're looking for their $190,000 to design the skate park, design the area, the site, basically, with the stormwater. We have to add stormwater to this. That's part of everything we do now, so. So this plan will give us a full construction plan for the skate park with all site work and the stormwater, and it's ready for construction at that point.
You guys have any sense of what the cost would be on the back end?
Well, we've seen numbers anywhere from 1.5 to 1.7 million. The good thing about skate parks, and I'm gonna go back the opposite direction here, so we're gonna go backwards to the open space plan. The open space plan will allow us to get grants to build a skate park. Right now, to get a grant to build a skate park, it's almost impossible if you don't have that open space plan. But other towns are doing it. I just talked to a town the other day, they got a $700,000 grant to build a skate park. It seems like every town is starting to build skate parks. The Friends of the Skate Park, it's all residents, they have been running around raising money. They're very interested in getting this done. A lot of residents have been involved in this, a lot of younger residents, a lot of older residents. I just realized that 60-year-old people skateboard. I don't know. They do. I think Brent is a skateboarder. I heard that.
The question I have on recreational stuff, help me out with this, is that how do you determine what a critical mass is given the cost structure? Like the town park, I think everybody would say, all right, that's sort of a general community asset. You expect it to be widespread use. How do you determine if something is niche or you're not getting, the cost cannot be justified given the extent of the interest in it?
Since this started 2 years ago, I personally have gone to skate parks. I have yet to be to a skate park that doesn't have skaters at it. And it's a very tight-knit community. It's a sport. These guys teach each other. Young kids, I see fathers there with their kids. You'd be surprised at people that skate. It really surprised me because I'm not a skater. I knew nothing about it. But I can honestly say I have visited every skate park in Massachusetts, and I have been very surprised at what I see. It's amazing. It really is. It's a community.
This was not a capital item.
It was on the capital item. It was for 80,000 though.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Right, we had to go up with in the price once we went into the site work and everything else.
But because we're doing stormwater, wetland and all this, we had to up the price, so.
Question, how comfortable do you
was
feel with
this year.
1.5 to 1.7? Is this gonna be hundreds of thousands over like the pool, millions over like?
It's like anything, Al. If this plays out in 5 years, maybe more. It's not going to play out in a year. We know that. It's probably going to be 2 or 3 years before we get to that actual
So,
construction.
but in your opinion, are we voting on a $1.7 million project, or realistically, is it going to be 3 million?
If you asked me that 5 years ago, I'd say, yeah, no problem. But we see what's happening in the construction world. There's no guarantee. Once the design is complete, then we know we have a starting number, a hard number, because this is what the estimate is going to be. This is what it's going to cost.
And the
Things
commissioners,
change.
and the commissioners did put it in the 5-year plan. It's been added to the 5-year plan for 2027.
Right.
And then the number of 1.7, as Scott said, we're looking at it now at 1.5.
Right.
By then it's going to be, we're guessing at least 1.7, and that's what the number that the commissioners
You have to add
agreed
this on
upon.
it too, though. Right? You have to add the 190, whatever number.
Well,
you have.
yeah, but the 190 was,
It's
for
already on.
25. It was for 80,
Yeah.
but it went up because of the site work that needs to be done.
Can I ask a question, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, go ahead, David.
So what's your definition of site work? I'm just curious what that means.
Well, so the skate park company that builds a skate park doesn't do site work. They show up on a site. It needs to be ready to go for them to build a skate park. So it's like if you're building a building. The people that build a building are not the same people that do the site work.
So on that breath, right, can't we just do a drawing without the site works? Why do we need site work now? Can we just do a conceptual?
Because we need to come up with a number of what it's going to cost.
No, but because we should get a drawing to see what the thing's gonna look like, right?
We can show you that.
We have
But without the site work. Then
Well,
go for the
you know, we have-
site work later. Why are we doing the site work now?
Because to design the site work, you got to know what the skate park is. It works.
Well, that's
It
what-
works hand in hand.
No, that's my point, is that you have the drawings, we should approve a dollar value just for the drawings now, right? And then when we go forward, when it gets further along the progression, I think we then approve the site work with the, so you do the site work with the hard costs.
You can't build a building without the site work.
That's my point, this isn't gonna
It's the same
take,
thing.
that's my point, this thing's gonna take a while, right? So this is October town meeting, we can have another town meeting where we can approve the funds for the site work.
But
We don't have to have that money for the site work
You
now,
can't,
do we?
because the site work has to work in conjunction with the design of the park. If the designers know that they need a certain wetland or a certain size pipe to drain that or whatever, they need to know that. They need location, they need depth, they need all that. If the site work, the plans for the site work is a different company. That will be one of our consultants that we hire. The plan for the skate park is a skate park is a skateboard company that only designs skate parks.
Right.
They have to work together to come up with the total plan.
So, so on your here in the warrant, you say that we already have drawings for a skate park, is that right?
We have a drawing, it's just, it's a drawing, I mean, it's not, you
So
know,
that came out of the 15,000?
yes, that
So
came
next
out
set,
of.
next set is what, schematic designs,
Yes.
right? So, okay.
Stamp plans, yeah.
Stamp plans, we need stamp plans, you know, engineered stamp plans to move forward.
Okay.
Some of the site work, preliminary stuff, soil testing, stuff like that's gonna be done by us, the town. We're doing it, because it doesn't cost us anything. So we will do the test holes, we will do a lot of the stuff we can do in-house, so we don't have to pay a consultant to do that.
So, okay, all right.
So this is a $2 million proposal.
I guess up that
Well,
way.
we're not gonna spend 190.
Well, no, we're hoping, listen, we're hoping to get 1.7 in grants.
No, no, but-
So, and I'm not, there's no guarantees, but, you know, we get grants. This
Where
is
are we
part
on
of
the
it.
other grant, though? I'm sorry.
Which one?
The park grant, how is that coming along?
Well, wait a minute.
No, but I just want to make, I'm trying to pull everything
I'm
together.
ruling you out of order right now.
Well, no, 'cause it goes hand in hand, because we just want to know where we are with that stuff.
Building a living.
Let's stay focused.
No, but it's true, though.
No tangents.
No tangents, yes.
No, but that's why I'm saying, it's 190 plus 1.7, that's 1.9
In theory.
in theory. What are the guardrails? If it goes up to 3 million, would you still propose it?
If we had 2 million in grants, sure.
Well, if you have 2 million in grants, it's our share.
Well, I think the ultimate goal would to be get, right, just like we did with Town Park, to get 50% in grant money.
What's the criteria you guys use for deciding whether a recreational project is worth the money?
Public outcry. I mean, if people, you know, the taxpayers of town want something, you know.
This
not
community
everybody-
group was very involved,
It's very.
more so than any project that I've been a part of.
You know,
The
they.
number of people or the vocal?
Number of people that came to the community
Geez,
meetings.
We
it
had a
was-
meeting down here for one of the first design meetings to see what, you know, they thought the design should look like. This room was packed.
Can I be back and refocused on? Sorry.
I'm sorry?
I just want to be back and refocused.
You want to?
Question, or focus question.
Sure, go ahead.
So if this goes forward and everything, we just don't want to, like Al said before, we just want to get caught with I can't say it. We just want to get caught trapped with what we did with the pool and the park. So, you know, in your numbers, it's got to be like lessons learned, right? So we need a project manager. We need that kind of oversight just so that it doesn't balloon out of control with the funds that we expended from the public taxpayers.
Yeah, when we get to the construction phase, that'll be part of what we'll discuss.
Yeah, I just,
That's $120,000 for.
So worth it though, right?
Right, no, but that's what I'm saying.
No,
Like,
I mean,
that's the, sort of that play that we have the 1.5, 1.7, going up.
Listen, I work on grants, I do a lot of grants. Grants is how I get 90% of my stuff done, from stormwater to bridges, it doesn't matter. And this is no different, you know? It's just that you can't move forward if we don't take a step. That's just no way of doing it. You know, at the end of this, I think it's about a year of design, and at the end of that, we will know where we're at. And if, we know that today, that, a year from today, that it's $2 or $3 million, then obviously we got to either find more grants or we're going to have to.
And in that
figure it out.
process, we're going to have the open space plan completed.
Right.
And then we can start investigating other grants and stuff that may be available through that, recreational wise and whatnot.
So you're saying we would wait till we get grants to move on the construction phase?
Well, it's still a year
I mean,
year
we'll know
through
that.
for the work
we'll
that
know
needs to be
For all we
done.
know, it comes in less. We don't know that, The site might set up so it's perfect, and we don't have to do a lot of site work. Maybe the soils are good, maybe everything's right, the grades are right, we don't know. But that's what we have to know.
And that's why the commissioners have put it out to 27, fall of 27.
Right.
For that reason.
Any other questions, discussion?
Yeah, I think what you're running into is, we're starting to get a little scared with the high school coming on, as to the availability of funds. So the $1 million can make a big difference.
But we're asking for the opportunity to move forward one more step and see what it looks like.
Nick?
If this was deferred out, what would the impacts be if it was deferred out to a year?
I don't know if there's any impact, except we're getting closer to a school. That's my thoughts.
Right, but there may be more clarity on the school front. There may be more clarity on the other grants available.
I don't know if there's an impact.
Mr.
one way
Chair,
or
I have
the
a
other.
question.
Yes, Lauren?
Is there an expiration date on any of these grants? And is the source of the grants like privately funded, state funded? I'm assuming it wouldn't be federally funded, or I'd vote no. I mean, otherwise,
We haven't been awarded any grants, right?
What's that?
You haven't been awarded any grants?
No, we have no grants at this moment. I've looked into grants, there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of them 50,000, 25,000, smaller grants. But you
normally
have to
they
have
are.
design. You have to have design, or they won't even talk to you. Tony Hawk, you know who Tony Hawk is. He gives out $25,000 to $50,000. But you have to have design. And honestly, the location of this park actually helps us get money in that respect.
I know you say it's not related, Mr. Chairman, but I still think it's related, that if we don't know what, did we receive the money from the other park grant? The town park grant? Is that completed?
Money-wise?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's all done? We got all the grant money?
Yeah.
Okay. Because my only concern was if we mess that up, and then there's no way we're gonna get another grant, that's all.
That's done.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion to approve.
So there's a favorable motion from Lauren,
I'll second.
and a second by Brant. Roll call. Sean?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Al?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Nick?
Yes. Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Favorable on the 190.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
You guys have anything else?
That's it.
You done? Okay.
Thank you.
Would you mind if we go forward? Okay. Thank you. Chief? Join us?
Hello. And yes, his police range is on the Capitol.
Firearm rangers? You're not doing a demonstration, are you?
No,
Okay.
we'll forego that.
Questions?
Huh?
Depends on the questions.
Depends on the question.
Okay, let's see. You have two, I believe.
I do, yep.
Okay, Article 14 is a canine. Tell us about that.
So Robbie Tassino, Chief of Police, good evening. And so the canine, first of all, Titan, he's one of our canine officers. He is retiring. If you remember Canine, he's the Canine Titan, he's the one who found the autistic boy in chest-deep water within a matter of minutes, saving his life. And let's talk about grants for a second. We are very lucky. We do very well with the Stanton Foundation, which funds vast majority of our canine program. And they continue to fund the vast majority of our canine program. So we do get a lot of money from the Stanton program. The money that I'm looking for is to augment replacing of Titan and putting a third dog on the midnights. We have two dogs. We have Titan and Rudy is our other dog. And we have two handlers, so we have 8 to 4, 4 to 12. The canine program in Milford has, to say that it's made an impact in people's lives, I mean, the autistic boy is just one of many. Without Titan, without a canine readily deployable, we don't have a good outcome with that child. Autistic children are drawn to water. It's very common. And we were just very fortunate that Titan was on shift. He was readily available. He was deployed. And that young boy was found. We've also had a lot of success with dementia, Alzheimer's patients. Was it the winter before last? A Milford resident, a longtime Milford resident, I mean, I'm being vague for a reason, walked out of the house that he lived with his children and was in nothing but undergarments and was found standing in the freezing cold behind a tree. And if it wasn't for one of our canines finding this individual, that would have been a whole different outcome. The reason why the canine program is so important is everybody thinks that it's about tracking bad guys and girls. Well, that's just not the case. Certainly, we do some of that. We've used our dogs to find Guns, drugs, certainly, they do that. But the majority of their work is search and rescue. And, you know, the impact that our canine program has made in our town and the surrounding town, and again, I want to touch on that, we go to other towns. And, you know, first thought is, why are we going to other towns? So the other night, we had I think this was a vigil, and we were able to call in probably 7 to 8 assets, which we don't pay for. So we have that back and forth in the region. These other assets came in, they worked, their departments pay them when they come here, and when our dog goes to, you know, Uxbridge, Douglas, Mendon, Upton, goes on and on and on, we send our people out and we're paying that bill. So because we're not the NYPD or the LAPD, we need each other's resources. And that's what it works with the canine. But the canine program is very successful. You know, we look forward to retiring Titan. You know, he certainly deserves it. And he will go with his handler. He's going to take him so he can live out his years by the fireplace with his handler. And, you know, we want to get him a new dog to take Titan's place, and we want to put a third dog on the midnights.
And the third dog is what, so you can have one on each shift? Is that-
Correct.
Is that the concept?
Yep, that's the
Okay.
concept, yep.
And the ask, as I understand, is $135,000? Does that
Yep,
sound right?
yep, that's correct.
And you said there are grants, just so everybody has an idea of scope. How much is the grant contribution?
So the grant contribution, it changes. I think last year we got $22,000. This year, we're looking to get probably in the neighborhood of 25. But it's really, I don't know, task dependent on what we get, because they fund dogs across the Commonwealth. It's called the Stanton Foundation. So,
$135,000 gets you what?
so yeah, so that's going to put 2 dogs in service, and it's going to get a vehicle, canine vehicle for the midnight officer. We're not hiring another officer.
Oh, so that's a vehicle as well?
Right.
And so the vehicle is, how much of that? Is that?
Probably a canine vehicle, close to 80.
Okay, so 70,000 or so is what it costs to train and deliver 2
Yep,
canines
correct.
approximately.
Yep.
Is that annually, Robbie?
No, we're gonna, so this, like I said, the Stanton Foundation, once we get this up and running, you know, you won't hear from me asking for money for canine again. We fund this third canine, you know, with the vehicle.
So your 55 grand gets you the 2 puppies, and
And the rest is going for the vehicle.
the rest goes for the vehicle. Then next year, you absorb the cost of the puppies?
Stanton Foundation will give us money to keep them, I don't know, fed, you know, veterinary bills, stuff like that. Plus, we get donations. We do a pretty good job mitigating all the, for lack of a better word, extracurriculars in the training through grants. That's not, you know what I mean? We don't end
I
up,
should have asked, Milford won't have any more expenses
No.
after this year.
nope, not for this.
Where you get the money is up to you.
Yeah, well, not,
I guess
yeah,
the only issue is you get another vehicle that's in the rotation.
Right.
right.
Sean?
Mr. Chair, I have a question.
That's okay, with Sean and then Lauren.
When is the third canine going to retire?
When is the third canine?
The canine that you already have.
Oh, 5 years.
Looking for a dog.
Yeah, yeah, 5 years. And again, it's, you know, it's canine dependent, right? I mean, you can get dogs that last a lot longer than, you know, 7, 8 years. You know, some other dogs, you know, God forbid, you know, I'm a dog guy, you know, a dog gets sick or something like that, you know, certainly we go to the foundation first to try to replace the animal.
But we have 1 dog, we're
Hold
on
on.
3.
Lauren's
Oh,
next.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Lauren.
I was just wondering about the potential expense from liability resulting from dog bites, and, you know, what do we do to protect our residents or our criminal people from dog bites and then getting sued as a result? Is that do we have insurance for that? Are we self-insured for that? Are we training, like, to protect against that? You know, I'm just wondering about that.
Yeah, there's in-depth training on the dogs, the handlers. I mean, this is not something that's, you know, we call it lack of task. This is a lot of research. We already have dogs deployed. We're already in, for lack of a better word, we're already in the canine business, you know, and we're good at it. We're really good at it here in Milford. To your question, I mean, certainly there's a liability, and the town would cover that. That's why you spend so much money on handlers and, getting the right dog for the mission, and that's a big part of it. But certainly there's a liability there, of course, yeah. No different than, me with a firearm with a taser. There's liability.
Al?
But there's not substantial increase in liability of one dog versus 2 or 3.
No, it's all the same.
It's like one Robbie versus 2.
It's all the same. None of that's going to change. It's not going to increase our liability.
Is this 135,000 include the additional training for the third canine officer?
Yes, that's everything.
Everything.
Yep.
Who's gonna name the new dogs? Are we gonna have like a social outreach for that?
For naming the dog?
I'm again ruling you out of order. Any other questions?
Oh, we have the answer now.
I just want to make sure I followed the ask for the vehicle. Just got a little lost in that because you have 2 dogs now and it covers a big chunk of the day. And there's like that last shift that I think you want to cover with the 3rd dog. But I'm wondering, what about one of the vehicle? Does the vehicle go home with the handler and the dog, so it's out of service?
Yeah,
so
you can't swap dogs and vehicles, and yeah.
Thanks.
So
Talk that through. I understand it now.
yeah, no, yeah. That doesn't work.
So for every dog, you need a vehicle.
Right.
And I guess one more follow-up. Titan, who's retiring, the handler is going to adopt the dog and just take care of the dog
Yep.
the rest of the way? That's nice.
No pension for Titan?
Well,
Any other questions?
Treats for life.
Okay, is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Sean to approve.
Second.
Second by Al. Roll call. Sean? David?
Yes.
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, there's a favorable on Article 14. Let's see, Article 20. Article 20 is the firing range.
So this is the indoor firing range. I believe this was on capital. I think we did.
We deferred it.
Yeah, we deferred it. Yeah.
We deferred it last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So the indoor firing range, it's, how can I say it? For lack of a better word, it's very complex, but it's extremely useful in achieving our training goals and, quite frankly, our training mandates, right? We've talked about training every year when we do the budget, especially with police reform, how important training is, training. And just, for a sense, I've worked very hard with Zach to redo this range. We've had quotes come in, it's $600,000 to $800,000. We're like, no, we're not going to spend that money. So what we did is we beat the shrubs and came up with alternatives and ways to fix the range and still have its, function in the way that we can work with it, rather than asking for $600,000 or $800,000. So with this 150, the roof in the range section is falling in. That needs to be done with acoustic tiles. I was able to, out of last budget, fix the backstop, which, all the lead it traps all the lead. You have a company come in, they dispose of it, they put a new backstop in, so we were able to do that. The roof in that section of the building leaks. It comes through the vent system, and we need to fix that. And we need to put in, forgive me because I'm not a tech guy, but a computer system. So the old computer system that's there is the old MS-DOS. yeah, and so what it does is it, makes the targets move. With this system, we haven't been able to use that since Paul Revere was here. So we got in touch with an IT provider in just doing the computer system to fix that. And, piecemeal this. What's it going to cost to fix the roof section with the acoustic tiles and fix the leak and put in this new computer system, rather than having one of these companies come in that charge $600,000 or $800,000 to literally do a whole range. It's workable. I think that number is a lot better than $600,000 or $800,000. And that's where we're at. So for $150,000, we can fix this and fix it in a way that it's going to last another 10 years.
You've looked at this on capital?
Yeah, we did this last year, and we asked the chief to defer it a year.
Okay.
The price hasn't changed, so that's good news.
Yep.
Questions?
Motion.
Motion by Carly,
Second.
favorable, second by Sean. Roll call. Sean?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Favorable on Article 20? I think you're done, right?
Okay. Good night.
You're here for a long time. Thanks for waiting.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you. Good night.
David wants first dibs on the dog.
You guys are right?
We're to take care of that thing.
Oh, we're not done.
We're about halfway through the articles, if anyone's keeping score.
I could be wrong. No worries. I'm gonna charge you rent. It's okay.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Let's see.
9, ADA.
ADA? Is that ever
Yeah,
gonna
it's the
end?
one, I hate to call it recurring, but it's the one where we do 150,000, 50 for general government, 50 for the parks, and 50 for the
Is there any
schools.
projected end date on all that stuff?
Not right now.
Not our lifetime.
Yeah, don't say that, Al, please, you and I are.
No, but wait a
We're up
minute,
there.
Rick. We,
The plan we did is very detailed, if you remember. when
but
we-
that 50-50-50 was never part of the motion. It was always 150 under your jurisdiction.
yeah.
To give you
The beauty
flexibility.
of that is sometimes the parks and the schools have larger projects than, say, general government would have, so we can
That's
kind
why I
of
said
shift the
don't
money.
say
Gives us
50-50.
gives us flexibility.
You have any sense of
150.
like what percentage we might be through with this? How
I
much have we
don't.
spent, like $1 million so far?
I don't think that high,
But I'd
pretty
say
close to it.
Probably
yeah.
750.
Yeah, probably
Trying to do the
750.
math, 5
yeah.
years, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I mean,
Have we spent anything out of it? Have we tapped into it at all for anything?
Oh, yeah.
oh, God,
Every year.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it'd be nice to see it drop off this
Yeah, so-
schedule some year.
So we have put money.
I hear you.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh,
Yeah.
God, we did the school.
Lot of playgrounds.
School in the parks, playgrounds, bathrooms at the senior center, bathrooms here.
And Ashley's chairperson.
Stairways, railings,
Water fountain,
So it's like that other fund, stormwater fund. they-
kinda, yeah. Mhm.
yeah, I guess that would be an equivalent.
Okay, so
Motion.
motion by Al, second by Grant, roll call.
Yes.
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 Nick?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, that was 9.
Fencing, 23.
Fencing.
Yeah, I didn't realize we were gonna get to that tonight, but it's fencing at, you know, where the food pantry is and the Pine Street parking lot. That fencing is pretty much gone and caved in. Scott is the one who brought it to my attention. There's also a homeowner back there behind
And
the
it's a
food
town
pantry.
fence.
And unfortunately, both are town fences. The number I have, I want to say
19,000.
19,000. I know it's not on the plan, but they're literally in desperate need of repair. And again, Scott brought this to my attention. I can get photos and things for you. I apologize, I didn't realize. we-
You had 8,000 for one, 11,000 for the other. Yeah.
Anyone have any questions on the fence?
No, I think this would go under emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, it's not on the plan.
No, Rick, if you could get the cut sheets, the information. to
I have
us,
them, yes, I can,
And
I'll
give
send them to Paul.
Dabo to put
Yep,
on.
I can send them to him,
Sorry,
yep.
Rick, how much did you say?
19 total.
Fund or? who
No,
funded
no,
it?
no, no.
He's saying this qualifies as, it didn't go through capital.
It didn't go through the capital plan.
Yeah, it wasn't
This
on.
is 19,000 to replace a couple of fences that on
Correct.
town-owned property.
Yeah,
Motion.
Motion by Carly,
sorry.
second by Brant.
Yes.
Sean, David,
Yes.
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 Ashley,
Yeah, about 30.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
Okay, that's Article 23.
3, I think,
Let's see.
numbers per hundred.
Painting, Article 4.
Yeah, that's been on the plan, and we've just been kicking the can down the road. 275, it
Can we
was
kick
on.
for the whole
it- can we
thing.
kick it any further?
I really, when you get to town meeting in a few weeks, look up, and you'll see slits in the ceiling at the upper town hall. Again, this has been kicked on, I've been here almost 13 years, probably say half the time I was here or more. We've been just kicking it. Every year, I've talked with Zach, I don't do this in a vacuum, and said, Zach, can we do it? Can we make it fit? And he indicates to me.
Zach, how do you feel about that in light of the 2-2 with Stacy?
Yeah, I was gonna say, this was prior to the 2-2. but-
Yeah, what,
Yeah.
No, that's a serious question, because
Yeah, of course it
what
is,
we've been
yeah.
talking about is residual free cash.
Yeah.
And the question is, if everything else goes through, we're talking about $1 million-ish, right, in free cash? in
Yes.
May? Question is that a number you,
I don't think it would be the end of the world if we deferred this till May, knowing that we would have that free cash available and then could actually look at the overall use at that point. Follow what I'm saying?
you okay with that?
I'm okay to defer it to May, yeah. Again, I really would like to do the Upper Town Hall, so I may get a quote to see.
It's never gonna fit. We're always gonna have a reason to defer it.
Agreed?
Well, that's the problem, so at some point you gotta do it.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
It's going up and up
We
and
just
up.
gotta bite the bullet and say, do it.
And that was my-
We can take it up in May if we have the money.
Yeah.
Because it'll be a special circumstance that you deferred it from this meeting.
Yeah, but my thought,
To Rick's point too, just if I may, like the one he cited upstairs is the most egregious, if you will. Other parts of it was just like to upgrade. I mean, this is a bad
We've
example
had
because we did it, but
indoor
upstairs is
it's
bad.
been on for a long
We've
time.
had indoor painting on the plan, and every year, we say, can you kick it one more year? Can you
And I have, because there seemed to be a need.
But
to do
again,
that.
it's never gonna rise to the emergency level.
If you kick it another few years, the next person can figure it out, I guess, but yeah.
Would this be reasonable? We're gonna be here at the October 2nd either way. I'll be here, Rick will be here to wrap up. Can we take that up at that time? Because we may want to look at a quote for just
Yeah.
upstairs.
So you want to defer that for the moment?
Yeah, that's fine.
Quick question, is there any way we can do this in-house or no?
Not the
Not the upstairs.
Kind of like a-
I have,
The ceiling.
we need to rent the.
you need lifts,
silver-
and
silver-
you need lifts and staging, and,
Right, yeah.
and it's not just a straight paint job up there, you'll see.
I'd be more worried about the liability of sending one of our people.
No, I'm not gonna send one of our people up there, no, that won't happen.
Okay.
I mean, you've got,
Would you do 6?
30?
Select board.
So, hold on.
So you passing this over Article 4 then, is that what we're doing?
we're gonna talk about it next week,
Next meeting, October 2nd.
next week.
Okay.
Okay, so the only thing I have left for you folks is 30 through 36.
Yeah, why don't I do 30 now? I'll do 30 and 31, and I may want to ask to kick the rest of them.
Okay,
If you're ready, I'll do 30.
go to it.
All right, so compensated absences, somewhat similar trend to some of the other articles we were talking about. This is a revolving fund we established probably 8 years ago. It's for the purpose of paying out when someone retires, for the most part. For the vast majority, this is police and fire, because they are the only collective bargaining in town that actually has sick buyback. So when someone retires, and they come in waves, mind you, but when someone retires, we're obligated to pay out their their vacation time and their personal time, but because of the collective bargaining, they also get a piece of their sick time as well. By a piece, they could be substantial numbers, like we'll write checks for 30, 40, 50 grand. Not uncommon, depending on what kind of tenure and what kind of balances people have available. So given that, if you have a wave of 5 or 6 retirements in a 1 or 2 year period, our balance of $250,000 doesn't go very long. So just to put it in perspective, the last time we had done this was October of 2 years ago, was $250. I have $600 remaining in that fund now. So 250's been the number we've been doing. Sometimes it lasts 4 years. Sometimes, in this case, it was 2 years. I will say a big wave of retirements came out of both of those departments, so I do think we are likely in that second part of the wave where it may take a little while till we see
And
numbers
this is part of the contractual,
Yeah, so what happened prior to the authorization, this came out of the Modernization Act, and the town meeting accepted it. Prior to that, you would see, Al probably remembers, you would have like a chief come in May and say, hey, I had 3 retirements, I had to foot the bill for it, I need $150,000. So one way or the other is happening. This is just a lot easier to do. And
I don't think you have a choice. We've been doing 250 in slugs. If you're down to $600, that's not gonna cover many people.
I agree.
well, yeah.
Okay, motion? Motion by Al, second by Carly.
Yes.
David?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, so that was Article 30. 30, did you want to do 31?
Yeah, sure. This is the town accountant. It's, he has a contract. There's about 10 people in town that can have a personal contract. Town accountant, Tom Brown, he is one of them. It was negotiated with the Board of Selectmen, but it was negotiated after the budget process. So we had submitted based on his expiring contract. This is the new contract. He's not being paid yet until it gets funded, and it's an increase of $2,800.
He's not giving back to the town? It's going the other way?
Yeah, not yet.
His salary is budgeted.
Yes,
This is $3,000 above.
yes,
So all we're spending is $3,000.
yes.
This is like his merit increase because it's separate.
There's a motion by Carly, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Bill, roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 31. Is there any reason you didn't want to do the CBAs, or?
I'm not fully prepared for them. I could probably come back to 34 if you want, but Rick just made a
Want
good
to do
point.
6, just real quick?
Some of the
Probably-
non-monetary.
I'm not sure you're going to do much with it, but
So, hold
street
on.
acceptance.
Hold on. Yes,
Motion to refer to sponsor.
Can you just give me a 20-second of what it is?
Yeah, subdivision's complete, we can now accept the street.
Okay.
I would rather not do the refer sponsor just because it's going to be public money to snowplow it, right?
We take over the street.
Yeah, we
I mean, I think we're doing it now.
This is just a small section, it's 200 and,
But I mean, normally,
12.73.
when the subdivision's going on and the road goes in, don't we plow anyway?
we don't usually until it's complete, depending on the size of the subdivision,
okay.
yeah.
This is a small cul-de-sac.
It's
off
real
Main
small.
Street. It's very small.
212.73
Four
feet,
duplexes on it.
yeah.
Okay, well, I understand the point you made, David. Al has a motion. If there's a second, we'll vote on that. If it's-
I'll withdraw it if you want.
If who wants?
Mr. Chairman, if you want me to withdraw it.
I'm not asking you to withdraw it. It's your motion. If there's a second, we'll vote on it. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with what David is saying. I mean, I
okay.
assume in the normal course, we're just approving public ways, right?
That's correct.
Or are we going to start saying
Wait for the
no on
subdivision to be
public way?
complete, and then we accept it.
No, I'm just saying it has a financial impact. That's my only reason. That's the only reason behind it.
Yeah, we're going to start favorably voting on public ways on
We
streets.
did once before, but that's okay. I'll second Al's motion just to keep it
You
moving.
can if you want, I mean, nothing would prevent that.
I'll second. He said it. It's over. I'll second his motion.
Thought it would be quicker.
Because you guys are wearing the same shirt tonight. I'll second his motion.
Okay, all right, so
So what do we
David
do?
has seconded.
Is that a refer to
So
sponsor?
it's a refer to sponsor, which we generally reserve for non-monetary. We could debate whether this is monetary or not, but I don't think anybody really wants to do that right now. Sean?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Okay, so that's RTS. Are there any other non-monetaries we should quickly cover?
Who's doing 13?
That's 13.
So, hold on.
Is that somebody coming in?
I put my warrant away.
13,
Maspinock.
to discontinue as public ways.
Yeah, then someone will be coming in on that, yeah, yeah.
Do we need someone coming in on discontinuing?
Sounds like there's a story.
That's what I'm asking.
I don't know that you really do.
Do you know-
What does it mean?
The engineer can come in, we can have Liz come in if we really want to, but it's just discontinuing a small portion of the road work up there, where it will allow them for their entrance to have it more secure for their members. They did come before the board, the select board on that.
So they're converting some public way to a private entrance? Is that
At
what you're
the
saying?
end of the street before you get to where Maspinock is, there's a piece of it right there.
Yeah.
It's like the road to the Rod and
There's a
Gun Club.
piece of it
They
that
wanna put a
what?
gate-
Similar, yeah.
They want to put a gate to prevent the entrance, but it's on the town property.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, yeah.
For a sponsor.
Motion.
Motion by David to refer to sponsor.
I'll second this motion.
Seconded by Al. Sean?
Yes.
Yes.
Bill?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
13.
Yes.
Okay, so 13 is refer to sponsor. 15, accessory dwelling units?
Legal will have to come in anyway, so why don't we have Brian do that one?
Okay.
Why?
I was just looking for.
Well, unless you want to refer to sponsor, I
Well,
don't,
that's what I'm saying. Why do we need Brian to come in and talk to us
Well,
about it?
because Brian's going to be here next week for another article.
Oh,
oh, no, if not, I would do it myself. Okay.
Let's see what else we have here. Next year, Rick, can we shoot to get this a week earlier? I know we have this discussion every October.
I don't want to talk about that. because With all due respect, no, never mind, I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
appoint highway surveyor, 18.
If you want, it's up to you. Can't speak to it, but
Sure,
if you don't want me to, I won't.
Yeah, please do.
Very simple, special legislation to convert the highway surveyor, which we know is an elected position, to an appointed position. Also, it would give the select board the authority to enter into a contract with the appointed highway surveyor up to 5 years.
So the highway surveyor will report to the select board.
I'd have to look at the job, either to the town administrator or to the,
Okay,
yes,
each do the
correct.
same thing.
There's-
Just curious, what was the rationale? Can you tell us?
Same rationale I think we use for the treasurer, the tax collector, in that you hopefully get, not that we don't have a very qualified highway surveyor right now, but it removes that risk that you get someone who may not be
Who
so
may be
qualified,
popular but not qualified.
not so qualified for the position, and it's that kind of position, yeah.
When will that take effect? At the end of Scott's term? How would, like?
We have to go through special legislation, so it may
Okay.
take, special legislation could take 4 months, 6 months.
That they dictate how it's,
Yeah, and then once that's done, though, the contract part won't take long.
Right,
We'd
right.
actually post the position, et cetera. Yeah.
We've done this before? Sorry, you just gave an example.
The treasurer used to be,
Yes, the
Tax
first
collector.
one was treasurer, then the tax collector. Yeah.
refer to sponsor?
Motion by David to refer to sponsor.
Second that.
Seconded by Brant. Any other questions? No? Roll call?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yep.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
So 18 is refer to sponsor. Did we do the brush trip? The brush trip? Yeah, we did
Yeah.
that. We did 21. Okay.
21, we did favorable.
Yeah.
$33 is yours, Zach, but we're going to deal with that next week.
Yeah, 32, 33, I can do 34 and 35 if you'd like.
Yes.
Unless there's a reason
Yeah.
not to, we might
Yeah,
as well.
sure.
I'm over with.
Yep, all right, so 34, collective bargaining with MACE, which is the acronym, that's the clerical union. All right, 3-year contract, we're funding the first year, kind of same story as I said with the town accountant. They just settled actually on, agreed on Monday, yesterday.
So this is a contract for fiscal 26, 27, and 28.
Correct,
And
yes.
this is an adjustment to the amount that was budgeted for the current fiscal year.
Yes, yes. In total, the amount will be $30,317. However, with the clerical union, as different people in different departments, so it's going to be upwards of 10 different departments. I'll give you a chart to insert into your report there. But it would just supplement Article 4 like we did earlier.
Okay. Questions?
So the contract has been ratified?
Yes,
So it's this year plus 2 years.
with the exception of town meeting. Yeah, yeah. Yes, yep. And the next 2 years will budget when budget time comes up. Yep.
Motion by Carly,
Second?
seconded by Lauren. Roll call, Sean?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Al?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Carly, Ashley,
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
Okay, that was Article 34 is favorable, and 35, Zach?
Yep, 35, pretty much the exact same situation, except it's the library. I will say the amounts were similar The total retro, if you will, would be 30,000. However, due to circumstance with the library, with not filling certain positions, they actually have money available. So I'm not gonna seek the full 30, instead just what we need, which is the 15,231.
Any questions?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Brant, seconded by Lauren. Roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Ashley,
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
Okay. I think you guys are good for tonight.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just make sure everyone's in agreement on what is left for next week. I've got Article 4 on the town hall that you guys are going to regroup with us on.
Yep.
Right? I've got Article 11, which I have Brian scheduled to talk with us about. 15 will also be Brian.
Yeah.
Let's see.
25, 26, 27.
Hold on, I gotta get through the 9 pages of this other article, hold on a second. Okay. 18, 19, 20, 20, 17.
Yes, prefer to sponsor.
So the next one is 25, which is Mark Nelson. 26, which is schools. 27, which is, again, the fire, Mark Nelson.
26 and 27, if anybody's interested in the details, Paul was sent,
I think we sent that out today.
yeah.
28 is open on schools. 32, is that gonna go forward, or is that gonna go by the boards, do we know?
I don't know yet. I'll know by next, our next meeting.
Okay, so that's a CBA. 33.
I will likely move forward. I'm just not fully prepared tonight.
Okay. And 30, and 36. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 left out of 36, so we made pretty good progress. Did I miss anything?
Job, no, good job.
Motion by
How do you
Carly.
adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Carly, second by Lauren. Roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. Ashley.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
Okay, we're adjourned. Thanks all.
Andy,